Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another how-to or reference video. I have been asked, and so have our admins from the Facebook group, about rulers for beginners. What rulers should they be looking at getting? And we have a PDF of all the lists of some of the admins' favorites. And mine. I also put mine together because I thought, yeah, this would be a good one to put mine together with. Which ones I use more often or use often. So these rulers get so expensive, and everybody sits there, oh, I could use this, I could use that, oh my gosh, yeah, it's just ridiculous how many rulers are out there. So I know times are tough, and you gotta kind of watch your money about how many rulers you're gonna have. But first, before we start talking about rulers, let's do a shout out. Vinuta Sewing. The YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes, and I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. Vinuta, Vinuta Sewing. Anyways, I was watching a couple of her videos a while back. I was like, oh, very cool, very cool. So I figured, okay, we're going to do a shout out. We're going to do a shout out. I can't remember now if this was recommended by somebody or what, but I remember watching her, and I thought, okay. So guys, go over there, give her some love and some encouragement. Tell her Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. This is a surprise for her. She doesn't know it's coming. So, this kind of a surprise. We always have fun with these shout outs. Oh my goodness. Also, what you're going to find in the show notes below are the Zoom sew dates from now until the end of December. It's the first Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And there's a Zoom link there with a passcode. So that's the Zoom link that you use to get into the Zoom sew days. I'm there, and I usually try and bring something simple so I can chat with everybody and have a good time. Sometimes I don't get a word in, but that's okay. Everybody's having a good time. If it's the day and you don't have any sewing to do, bring your crocheting, your knitting, whatever. It's fine. It's a fun place to come hang out. That's all. Also, excuse me. Also, we have a Facebook group with a virtual sewing room and Discord, and that is so much fun in there. It's a great place to go hang out and sew in the afternoon, especially in the afternoons. For me, I have too many things that I'm trying to do in the morning that I'm not really awake yet, but I do try and get in there in the afternoons, or as often as I can, because life here is pretty busy. We also have community chats that there's so many fun new ones that are there, and every so long they put up a new community chat. Also, there's fabric exchanges by country to keep down postal costs, and different people are organizing different countries. So if you're from Australia, we will put you in touch with Helen so that you can join her Facebook group, because she set up a group just for the Australian people. Very, very nice lady. You guys will love her and what she does over there. Also, I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds, and I just have a blast doing that. I am coming with a new speaking presentation for December of 2025. So if you're booking me after that, you have to tell me whether you want the first one or the second one, because you kind of need the first one to get into the second one. So it's we're having a lot of fun there too. And if you've already heard my presentation and you want to book me after December of 2025 for the second one, I'd be more than happy to accommodate your guild or group. The About tab holds my email address, but I am faster answering on Facebook. So if you're part of the Facebook community, get in touch with me there. I enjoy that very much, and I'm really quick with the Facebook. Shout outs also, if you guys are finding people on YouTube that are running a quilting only channel, like that's all they're doing is quilting, let me know. Please send me their name if you can, and their link or their name of their YouTube channel, because I'd be happy to go check them out and see if we can give them a shout out. It's a really nice thing that we're doing, trying to help other quilters on YouTube get ahead. And sometimes it takes a long time to find some of these quilters, right? I mean, I've been looking for quilters for 14 years, and yeah, I'm still finding new ones. So and ones that have been around for a while too, I'm still finding new ones. So this is a kind of important thing to do. Our next sew along is called Twinkle Twinkle, and it happens after Quilt Bingo. We're having so much fun there. And it's the only clue I'm giving you is save your strings. So if you don't do strings and you don't want to do strings, you can still do Twinkle Twinkle and use your fabric. Just cut pieces of your fabric instead of using strings. But the strings do make quite an impression on this quilt. They're going to make quite an impression on this quilt. I trust me on this. So about 3 weeks after Twinkle Twinkle is done, or Quilt Bingo is done, we'll start Twinkle Twinkle. Mini Monday is coming back with some fun changes, and yes, we're going to do Mini Mondays again, but it's got some changes. So anything smaller than a 12.5-inch block, because we'll leave a 12.5-inch blocks for Friday, because that's what you guys are expecting, is a 12.5-inch block on Friday, free pattern Fridays. So anything smaller, and it could be from foundation paper piecing to English paper piecing to small piecing, because there's lots of different things then I can teach you and show you, and there's lots of fun patterns that I can show you as well if we do it that way. Also, the Zoom sew dates are from the first Saturday of every month, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada, and we just have a lot of fun there. And I think, yeah, make comments, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up, because we would love to continue bringing you guys fun free patterns and ideas and reference videos like this. Rulers for new quilters. Let's start this. Now there's several ones that people were talking about. Now I'm just going to run through what the admins had said. Connie likes a 6.5-inch square, which I have here. This is a 6.5-inch square. I know you guys can't see this very well. And that's trimming up a 12.5-inch square, which I also have here. And I do use this a lot. This one is cloudy. It's been used so often, but it's, you know, it's a really nice tool to have. You can also, like, I have another couple of different square up ones that I use quite a bit. And let's see, the 6.5 by 12.5, and her preferred ones, the 6.5 by, or 12.5, the 6.5 by 24. Oh, the 24 and the 6.5 by 12. So she has a ruler like this, and then she has another one that's only like this long, right? So, you know, this part would be covered up, right? So she's got, you know, some fairly good rulers. Now she likes the Quilter Selects because the non-skip on the back, the non-slip on the back. Yes, Quilter Select rulers are top of the game. Really top of the game. Beautiful rulers. I don't have any myself because they're really hard to come by in Canada for some reason. I never find them in my quilt stores, but I have used them, right? I have borrowed some from other people just to see whether they're good or not. Yes, very nice rulers. Mine are Omni Grid or Olfa rulers, right? Olfa rulers. Now Deb, another admin, Deb Morton, she likes her squaring up rulers like the 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Yeah, those rulers that square up to standard sizes, and even like the Flying Goose rulers, like the 2.5 by 4.5 or 4.5 by 8.5. She has those rulers as well. Those rulers are really easy to use when you're squaring up multiple units. So let's say you're doing, you know, a quilt where you had to make, you know, 3.5-inch half square triangles. Well, that little trimming up ruler is really quick work. And yes, if that's the kind of thing that you're like doing, yes, those little rulers are good. I, on the other hand, would use my 6.5-inch ruler because I am in a small room. I'm only in a 12 by 10 foot room, and I share it with camera equipment. So a lot of my rulers aren't big rulers. I don't have a lot of room for ruler storage. So I try and minimize what I use and what I keep at hand. But yeah, those trimming up rulers, a godsend, just a godsend. Creative Grids, she likes the Creative Grids because of the 45-degree markings. And she also agreed with all of Connie's ones too, right? She likes those. A lot of these, like the Olfa also has all the 45, 30, and 60-degree marks on it. and so does the Omnigrid, right? They have the 40, what is it they have? Yeah, they have the 30, the 45, and the 60 degree marks on the bottom, right? Those are those lines. So you could cut other things out of them. Let's see, Heather added to her pile on the easy angle ruler. Yes, this is a godsend. This is one I agree with too. This one saves hours. You cut half square triangles. Let's say you need, 300 half square triangles at, 3.5 inches. If you're going to finish at 3.5, unfinished at 3.5 inches. So you take your 3.5 inch strips, you put, the color to the low volume, the good side to good side, and you would start cutting your half square triangles. And you could cut as many as you wanted out of that. And they're all lined up, ready to sew. So you just roll them under your sewing machine. Very quick tool. Because the traditional way calls for adding 3/8. Well, that 3/8 of an inch is right there on that flattened top. That's what makes this work so quick. And you only have one dog ear to trim. So yes, the easy angle ruler is one of mine that I would be very, very happy with. Where did it go? Oh, it disappeared. Oh, there it is. The magic wand ruler. This is the 1/2 inch wide ruler. Now, you do not use a 1/2 inch wide ruler for cutting because your fingers are way too close to that rotary blade. Yeah, this is not one for cutting. But this is perfect for lining up on a block and you're going from point to point, across, and you have to sew on both sides of the lines. Like you line this up on a square, and then you put your lines up, and then you sew on that line. These are perfect. So if you had, let's say, 300, 300 half square triangles, you could do these very quickly with this magic wand. This magic wand has saved me from all sorts of things, and sadly it broke. But anyways, I do have other ones, but they're not quite as long as this one. So this is one I keep this one within hand's reach. That's how important it is. Let's see, what else has she got? The smaller squares. Now she's using her smaller squares, right? We're talking about these squaring up rulers, like the 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. She's using them for easy fussy cutting. Yes, we forget that we can use these rulers for easy fussy cutting. So if I'm making an I Spy quilt and I'm using a 6.5 inch ruler like the one I have in my hand, I can sit there and adjust where I want that motif to be centered or on point, or, like I can now play around with this and cut around for fussy cutting. People forget that what they call it now, intentional cutting. Yeah, it's still called fussy cutting. Most people call it fussy cutting. And yes, that's a beautiful one. A 6 inch wide ruler. Now I'm assuming that a 6 inch wide and a 6.5 inch wide. I'm not sure if she means like these long skinny rulers or the shorter rulers. Because like I say, I'm not sure, because this is 6 inch wide by 12 and this is 6.5 by 24. So I'm not sure if which one she means by 6 inch wide or 6.5 inch wide. I use my 6.5 and 8 inch squares a lot. Yes, those are really nice sizes to work with. Definitely. Oh, and add a quarter for foundation paper piecing. Yes, your other rulers do have a 1/4 inch line, but this just speeds the process along quite a bit. I also have a 12 inch ruler that's wider, and you'll see these ones now coming out wider because now your fingers are further away from that rotary blade. That's a wonderful feature. Since we just had the cutting video, how many months ago? Yeah, cutting your finger video a couple months ago. Squaring up rulers with diagonal markings, yes. I also like the slotted June Taylor ruler. I have one, and I think I've pulled it out maybe 3 times. But there's people that do. They love their slotted rulers. Also, GE Designs has also slotted ruler one as well. That, and they're heavier sets, so you put your rotary cutter in the slots and you can make cut up yardage very quickly without doing all the moving around and everything. They're great rulers. Slotted half circle. Yes, I have one too. and it's way over there. And yes, I use that one to actually cut circles, but I also use it for marking Baptist fan motifs when you're doing free motion quilting. It's a perfect one to do for free motion quilting. Non-slip are favored, but non-slip darts or surgical tape are also suggested. Yes. Any ruler that you have, if you have some clear medical tape, you can put that clear medical tape on the back, and all of a sudden this ruler, this Olfa ruler, is non-slip. There's also ones that are cloudy. They have little cloudy dots on them. Those are also good non-slip ones as well. But yeah, you can take any ruler and just with medical tape or spray basting tape. You know, the stuff you spray on you put, you know, your batting and your quilt top together with. Yeah, that also works. Just by spraying it on the back of your ruler, and that all of a sudden will make it non-slip. It doesn't last as long as medical tape, but it works. Let's see, mine. Well, I have a whole menagerie here. Of course, we've got this one, the 6 by 12 inch Olaf ruler is in my hand every day in my quilting room. Every day, right? Without question. Every day. Whether I'm making smaller cuts or anything. And the reason why this Olfa ruler is in my hand is the fine, tiny markings. Like, it has the finest little marking lines. The Omni Grid has much larger marking lines. And it's still a good ruler, but it has larger lines, like the lines going up and down. So my cuts tend to be more accurate with this one. And I do reckon, yes, this one was expensive, but it's worth the money, especially if it's going to be your hand every day. Another one, the Omni Grid rulers, add a quarter ruler. I have both the 6 and the 12 that I think are really important for beginners. Like I say, the 6, the 6.5, 8.5, 12.5, and 15.5. Like these two rulers. I also have the 15 and 8.5 ones as well, squaring up rulers for blocks. Yes. Once you square up your block, when you're putting them into a quilt, they just go together. There's no easing, there's no fiddling around, there's no like, oh my gosh, this one's larger, it has to be on the bottom, you know. There's none of that. They just go together, right? If they're squared up properly at the end. So that's kind of important as well. Now I do have on my list, of course, the easy angle ruler, right? Because I didn't buy this for a long time, and then I thought, okay, I have some extra money, we're going to buy this. And I kicked myself for not buying it earlier. So if you're a beginner and you see this one, or there's other ones that do have square triangles like this one is a time saver. This one really is. And half square triangles are used a lot in a lot of people's designs. I also use the Trirex ruler. That's the funny shaped pyramid one. It's a funny shape, and it's got a, let's see, and it's got a little side ruler beside it. That one I use quite a bit. This is a 2-to-1 ratio ruler. The little peak area. This is such a nice ruler to work with. This little piece too. When I'm doing a lot of designing, I'll use this one for half square rectangles because it's quick. It's just that quick to use this 2-to-1 ratio. This one is also fun. You can use it for Dresdens. You can use it for all sorts of fun other things you can do with this. You just have to get creative with it. And any good Dresden ruler, the one Easy Dresden, is an 18-inch ruler. I love Dresden. And I haven't done any Dresdens in a while because I'm like, oh, don't do Dresdens, because when I do Dresdens, I cut too many and I end up making I don't know how many blankets or quilts, or quilt blocks. But yeah, this is a really fun ruler to work with too, because again, you can, you know, this is such a nice, good quality tool, right? Now, again, non-skip, medical tape or basting spray. You can make any one of these. Yeah, so I do also have the 60-degree, I put on here extras, like the Dresden ruler as an extra. the 60-degree triangle ruler. That one is like, basically it's a big 60-degree triangle. Beautiful to work with. That one is just so much fun to work with. And a 12-inch clam ruler I really have enjoyed working with. I don't pull it down as often as I would like to because life is busy. And yeah, but I do have a lot of other little rulers, like the octagon ruler set I just very much enjoyed. The hexie sets, like anything to do with that 60-degree triangle thing. I have those, are all extras, but because I make quilts all the time, I'm using them, but they're extras, right? They're extras for people, right? So if you can get somebody to make you a template, you know, like that you're going to only make this one hexagon quilt or octagon quilt, then, you know, you don't have to incur this expense of a ruler. I also have some little ones, like little squaring up rulers, like for flying geese and all that stuff too, but they're tinier pieces, right? So, and I don't pull them out as often as I should. So when you're looking in a quilt store, how often are you going to make a quilt like that? That's something you're going to ask, right? So, you know, it is what it is. And if you find that, you know, you're doing more adventurous stuff, well then, you know, yeah, maybe go buy some more different rulers, or go buy rulers that you like, or you want to do this or that or whatever. You know, it's all about what you want to do, right? So anyways, I hope you found this informative. And like the admins on the Facebook group there, they also have a lot of years of experience between them. Tiffany as well is all. I never got Tiffany's input on this, but there's lots of things that those people know how to do. They really know how to quilt, some of them. And anyways, I hope that everything in your life is going grand and life is treating you very gently and kindly, and you know, your 1/4 inch is right on the money. So you take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.